Hello and welcome back to AI for 2021. Thanks so much for joining. We have a great presentation coming at you live. Hemali Shah will be talking about customer DNA. That is her talk title, and I'm excited about it. I'm sure you are as well. Without any further ado, I will let her take it away. Hemali, if you would turn on your screen here and start your audio and go ahead and begin screen sharing. I'll be here if you need me.
Hi, everyone. Let me share my screen. Uh, okay. As Daniel mentioned, my name is Hemali Shah. I work as a lead data scientist at Regions, and the topic of my presentation is customer DNA. But really, before jumping into the topic, there are multiple things I would like to talk about. So my first slide, as it says in the bold letters, you know me and value me. That's not who I'm saying about myself, but that's about our customers who feel about their business when they do with Regions. So that's our goal, to really leave our customers feel that Regions we really know them. How? Well, empowered by data and analytics. That's how we handle at Regions. So at the core of Regions Corporate, we have five values that Regions focus. It reflects really ethics and commitment, our commitment to our customer, which is and to our associates actually, which is like do what is right, focus on customer, reach higher, enjoy your life, and like just help your do what is right. So my today's topic is focused on really one of the values, which is focus on customer, and that's how I'm stating that we have we our goal is to have that customer focused end-to-end AI solution to really know our customer better through the data, through the analytics. So my next slide is really a high level walkthrough of what I'm going to talk before I get to the scale solution, which is customer DNA. Really our approach, like how we develop that end-to-end solution. Our At Regions, we take the data product approach, and I'll have a moment or two. I'll spend some time explaining what is data product. So the first topic is really our data product approach to have that scaled solution. Our AI platform, this presentation segment is AI platform, so it will be incomplete if I don't talk about Regions AI platform. So the tools and the processing that we do at Regions to reach our end goal, which is the scaled solution, and the final product. In my case, it's customer DNA, but there are multiple products that we develop at scale at Regions. So yeah, really the flow of presentation is just three parts: data product approach, AI platform, and the final solution. So the next slide will walk you us through what I really mean by data product approach. So really, it's we have three. These are the three segments or three pillars that all organizations have, which is specifically in the data science world, which is business expertise. We need the requirement or the strategy or the business strategy, what our strategy look like to really uh, have our solution around that strategy. The data science world, and without technology, building model is of no use unless we can really productionize those models to really reap the benefit of that. So really, these are the three circles, uh, but data product lives right at that highlighted area. That is data product. It involves business, it involves data science, it involves technology to really bring that model to production. At Regions, we have our data product approach defined in really four pillars, which is product strategy, product data science, really the model and the model platform, and the visuals, the visualization that we can talk to our end users or that we can receive the feedback from. So The next slide is a detailed mirror to what I really mean by the data product approach. As I said, first is the product strategy, like identify the opportunity, talk to the business, bring business, the product, the data product partner or the owner, as you can say, the data scientist to the table. In this particular case, I'll just talk about one example. Let's say we are defining a product around customer experience. So our strategy is how we improve our customer experience so that the title of my presentation, we can live up to that. Like, you know me and you value me. So how do we improve that? That's the data product. We name it as customer experience. So we talk to business. We gather the requirement around the customer experience data product, define the high level roadmap when we are defining the strategy. Then really comes the data science pillar, like how do we want to really tackle that? I don't want to call it a problem, but the really solution to improve the experience. So do we need a personalized insights about the customer? Depending on the requirement of the project. Do we need the proactive approach? Hey, maybe your deposit or your loan is ending. Do you need another loan with us? Or maybe we recently saw a complaint. Can we help with that when the customer comes in the branch or talk to our contact center? So have that contextual experience, have our customer feel that experience. That's the data science, and that comes from the building models, the sentiment analysis model, or the text analysis model, or all the different propensity models that you can think about under the data science. The next is interaction. So really engage your end users, receive the feedback through provide them the visuals of your output, the model output. Uh, Really, if the output is working for them, so receive those feedbacks. If nothing, just just have your model. So in terms of compliance at regions, we have to make sure that we are adhere to different laws. So in one of the models that I had worked on, we had mapped our leads to show that we are not breaching any laws in terms of when we are building a propensity model. So the leads that was distributed in the geographical map or the geolocation map, it showed that it's not breaching any law. So really use the visuals to have that conversation with your compliance department. So there can be multiple use of visuals. It can be intelligence, it can be to receive feedback, or it can be to talk to, in our case, compliance. And the last is the model management, or the how to deploy the scale solution. So at Regions, our approach is really a building block approach. And what I really mean by that, so the customer data is same, whether it is transaction data, behavioral data, or financial data. It's going to be same for all the other products that we are going to build. So, well, not all model use all the features, but there can be multiple model if it's a credit card propensity model, or if it's a retention model, or if it's a mortgage propensity model. We all look at the transactional behavior of our customer. So to have really the reusability of that uh, developmental block, developmental work that we have done, or the data pipeline that we have built for one model, we want to avoid the redundancy. So our approach of building model is in the blocks. And you can think of this as in terms of feature store, like have the stores, the reusable features stored in a central place in a maybe Hive table, or maybe in a low latency table where you can access that in a real time. So that's really the approach that we take in order to really have the model factory, like have the model built in a minimal time to reuse and avoid the redundancy. So that's the data product approach. Really, it involves the strategy, it involves data science, it involves visuals, and it involves at the end what we have is a scale solution, efficient scale solution. That's our data product. The next is, as the segment of this presentation is AI platform, and as I mentioned, it will be incomplete if I don't talk about our tools and technology that we use. So when we think about AI platform, we really think prepare, build, validate, and deploy. If in an architectural diagram, it would look like something like this. So we have data coming from a lake or no, maybe relational database or text. So the data flows, there's the massaging that happens to the data. After the massaging, the engineering, we have the model and then evaluation of the model. Once the model, we have those parameters, the important ROC, AUC, deploy the model in production. Well, yes, that's all the model. That's all the AI platform is. But is that really that simple? Is it just about prepare, build, validate, and deploy? Yes and no. We have a lot of other things that we consider at regions. So really, collaboration. We mainly use Atlassian Stack. Uh, so for collaboration, we use Confluence pages to really collaborate with our business, to collaborate with our other department like compliance or the model validation department. Um, Orchestration of the data. We use Cloudera Data Science Workbench for building the data pipeline, for building the decentralized model. For tracking, tracking can happen at multiple levels during the project, after the project. So during the implementation, we use Jira for tracking the like we follow agile methodology, so we use Jira. Again, we use Confluence for the model documentation. There is Bitbucket that we use for our source repository where we can work together. We use Bamboo for automatically building and testing the models. So really tracking it really depends on what area we are talking. Is it business? Is it model building? Or it's the after we delivered the model results. The next is modeling. So these tracking and modeling, these boxes can be interchangeably used. Under the model management, we have really model building, optimization of the model, and insights like how we use those insights of the model. So as I mentioned, we develop decentralized distributed machine learning model. We use Apache Spark to leverage the distributed part of it. The model uses structured or unstructured data sources from maybe relational databases, HDFS, or text analysis, as I mentioned a couple of slides back. So that comes under really the model building. The compliance part, we use, again, Confluence or some visuals, as I mentioned, that I used in one of my projects. I used geolocation to show like really we are not discriminating against any class or anything when the model is not biased to particular class. So it can be really is visual based or a Confluence based conversation. And the last is scalability, AI and ML solution. So under ML services, it can be data analysis, data transformation, data engineering. We use Cloudera Data Science Workbench for that. We also have a natural language processing model to really utilize the text that or the complaints that we receive from our model to predict or to gauge the sensitivity of our customer, what our customer feels. So that talks about our AI platform and the tools that we use. And this is the last slide of my presentation, which is focus on customer. And I'm going to spend good 3 minutes on this slide. So what this slide is, there's a reason why I have highlighted this box, and I'll explain that why this particular box is highlighted. In an organization, it's pretty common to have the culture of focus on acquiring the customer, focus on converting the customer, growth, retention. These are the topics that we talk on everyday basis. Well, before I forget, the name of my presentation is Customer DNA. What this is showing is the journey of customer. And what I mean by DNA is acquire at each step of this journey, use the behavioral data of our customer, use the financial or the transaction data. Again, for retaining, also we will use the behavioral data, the tenure of the customer. We'll throw those all those variables in the model to really predict the attrition of the customer. So this is the journey that our customer has at Regions, and it's powered by customers' data, and that's why the name Customer DNA. So how can we make a difference? So when I mentioned acquisition, conversion, retention, cross-selling, upselling, targeting the customer, all these we are talking about products. What products can we cross-sell, upsell? What products can we really have to acquire the customer? What can be the next best action of the customer? This whole approach is still a product-centric approach. So to be true to the statement, the initial statement, you know me and value me, there's a small yet a big difference that we can bring is serving our customer the best, giving that best experience to the customer. And that's why this is highlighted. This is the box that makes a difference, and how we can provide that customer experience or the best service. I have one example that we recently came across. So there was a customer with a complaint in our database. So we have models that we really the text analysis model that runs through our text data to gauge the sensitivity or the feeling of customers, and it was a negative. It's a bitter feeling of the customer. So next time, when the customer comes into the contact center, say 3 days after the complaint, or maybe walks into the branch, how do we handle that customer? So all the time we talk about next best solution, but where we can make a difference here is the next best experience. First, talk about the complaint. Since our associate through this approach is already informed about the customer's feeling that the customer had complained, and that comes from omnichannel. The other piece that we focus on, like whether the customer contacts to contact center or branch, the data is same. The complaints data is displayed to all our associates at contact center or branch. So they have that informed communication with the customer when they walk in. They will not talk about the next best, hey, you are qualified for mortgage. Would you like to purchase mortgage with us? No. In this case, it's a good problem resolution for the customer is to first talk about the complaint. So with this focusing on the serving, that's the difference that we can bring. Like have that informed conversation with the customer for them to be felt valued at our bank, at our branch or contact center. With with this really, that's the end of my presentation. the parting thoughts that I want to give to my audience is the change has to happen. The thinking needs to be from product centric to customer centric. The the change in thinking it really brings the differences from next best solution to really next best experience. That's how we can retain our customers best. That's how our customer can be felt valued at our business. So really, thank you with all that. Uh, uh, Daniel, thank you for the opportunity for me to be in the conference, to be in this session. Over to you, Daniel.
Thank you so much, Hemali. I hope everyone enjoyed that talk. I know I did, learning more about a customer-centric data science approach. Hemali, thank you so much. I'm sure we're getting a big virtual round of applause from the
Thank you.
virtual audience. And if you're watching this right now, go ahead and do some networking, and we'll see you at the next session. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye.